Let's wrap up the conversation by hearing from the Africa Education Watch. Kofi Asare is the executive director. Mr. Asare, a big problem, should it be from the training institution, or this will be the individuals who are failures?
Well, yeah. Good evening to your audience. Yeah, it's quite an issue that such high numbers, 84% of graduates, diplomates, and then first degree holders, failed their licensure. It's an issue because of the high number. It is the highest failure rate so far recorded since the licensure began. But again, on the other side, I think it is actually also a good omen. It is a good omen in the sense that, but for the licensor, but for such a stringent measure in place to ensure that the best of our human resource find their way into the classroom to teach. All these teachers, whom majority are reciters, not even second but third time reciters, would have been in the classroom by now. And so either way, the policy is a great one. It is separating the boys from the men, for want of a better word, and ensuring that teachers who do not have the minimum competencies to teach, even though have their degrees, are not allowed to teach. It also helps in preserving and enhancing the image of the profession, because when you have quality teachers in the classroom and they are well motivated, they should be able to deliver good learning and good teaching and also learning outcomes, given the support of the family. I must indicate that after initially I thought that this was a bit high-handed. Is it because there's a net hiring freeze policy currently in place? People were saying that it's because people are trying to prevent them from getting employment because there's no employment and all that. But look, if you look at the scripts, I have reviewed some of the scripts since yesterday. There's very little or close to nothing that can be done if graduates cannot string a sentence together in English. There's very little or close to nothing that can be done. And let me indicate this: 70% of those who failed were distance education students. Okay, the distance students, mainly from UCC. There's nothing that can be done about not being able to put together a sentence in English when you have about 87 or so percent failing in English. And these are not first timers, second, third timers, some of them are your fourth timers and you're more than fifth timers. Nothing can be done.
The NTC actually says 9 time.
Some of them are ninth timers. Yeah. They've been reciting since the first license. And I'm talking about English.
So you are
English
seeing
is not taught
you are seeing this you are seeing this as the glass half full and not half empty, because for you it saves the whole sector from being infiltrated by people who are not fit to be there.
That is actually the objective of the introduction of the license.
And so this should be seen as a success then, and so we shouldn't see it as a failure.
It is not a failure. It is not a failure. It is a good omen for basic education. If you look at licensure as enshrined in the Education Act of 2008, which President Kofi passed, the licensing of teachers, the whole issue of licensing of teachers was to ensure that professional standards are enhanced. You understand? And so if you want to professionalize teaching, you need to raise the bar. I'm sorry, but I don't think that this issue is a tertiary issue. Neither do I think this issue is even a secondary issue. If teachers are unable to pass basic literacy examinations, proficiency, look, if you can't put together a sentence in English and you are writing a letter for the 9th time and you are still failing, it is not a function of tertiary education or secondary education. It is a function of basic education. And so, for me, the greatest conversation that must happen is how to improve literacy and numeracy standards in our basic schools, because the deficiency is in literacy. 87% or so failed in literacy, and some failed for the 9th time. Literacy, it is basic English. It is not complex English. And if you cannot spell words like organizer, you are spelling organizer, O-R-G-A-N-I-Z-A, and you want to go and teach I'm sorry. Those things are learned at the
It
basic
simply
level.
means
So,
that you like American English. That shouldn't be wrong. Your
well,
computers are all programmed.
We don't teach American English in our educational system, and so I think that we must strengthen the base. As we keep saying, basic first. If we strengthen the base, strengthen foundational skills beyond primary six in senior high school one, we should be able to spell organizer, and then we won't have such problems. So this such problems can never be fixed at the tertiary level. They are foundational skills deficiencies, and if we want to focus on improving foundational skills at the basic level, especially in literacy and numeracy, I'm sure in the long term we'll be able to fix some of these things. But for now, I don't think they deserve to be in the classroom, and I'm happy that we have separated them from our classrooms. But let me say this tomorrow, that moving forward, I think the NTC should put a cap on the number of times one can do a recit. I think that the maximum number of recits that should be permissible under the license should be 3. You do the first one. If you don't get it, you reset one, twice, thrice, and that's it.
That's not democratic and fair.
We are not engaging in a democratic exercise. We are actually engaging in an exercise to select the best for our schools, because we believe that if you have the best human resource managing our schools, they are likely to produce the best human capital for the development of the country. The most important thing is that get the best in our classrooms and motivate them properly and give them the resources they need to deliver.
Thank you for speaking to us.